Make sure you subscribe my channel and turn the notifications by clicking this bell icon so you may not miss any videos that I post.
So guys, and I just got the code. I mean, in the episode number 3, unexpectedly I have shown you the key that I'm using, so it doesn't have any restrictions because you can see I'm directly running the index.html and I'm not running in the local host, or I'm not running it in any web servers. So if I show the key and someone gonna use it, and I may be out of 1000 of it, so I'm only using that key for showing you the tutorials. So after showing you, and when I saw that I have unexpectedly shown you in that video and I haven't gone through that part on that day, so after that I just said to regenerate a new key at the same time. So and they said they're gonna take 24 hours, so it just took 24 hours to generate a new key. And if you're just having my GitHub projects, to just downloading my GitHub project, you should have your own key right here. So in .js I have just created a empty file like this, so okay, like this, and I have just put to place your own keys, and in the string between I have placed a string like that. So you have to paste your own strings, so it's not the keys, so it will be a longer somewhat a random generated keyword, and it should be unique for every time when you generate a new one, it will be newly generated. So I have the .js right here. Okay, you can see the keys replaced by your own, so that's what I pasted. So you should get your own key, and you can have any of this. So after next key should have a comma, and next key should be again in the single quotes. That's how you're gonna press. So every time when you call this function, it will be randomly pick one key out of that and give you the key. So that's what you have to do. So it's very hard enough, so this is what I'm going to explain you now. So let's go to the script, and it's just working without any errors. So let's reload the page, and this time it shouldn't generate any errors. So okay, see, no errors. So HTTP and 200, okay, that's what it goes. So it's saying not modified because every time we send request, if it's just not modified, I mean when you reload the page, since it's going to be like a cache which will be stored in your computer as a temp folder, it's going to check is there any changes. So if not, it's just going to leave like that without having in the new request. So that's what it's saying, not modified. So now we have such working, so we can have access to our keys, the keywords that we need. So like keywords, channel ID, channel titles, channel thumbnail, and so these are the 3 things we need now. So we need only channel ID, so we can send request. So let's okay, this is page I opened that API. So in this page we are going to check how the APIs are going to be working and what the parameters that required, so that we can label the function. So we can prepare the code according to that. So head out the channels list. So it's the channels, and the list is the where you can see the code. You can run the code. Okay, requires details for the channel, so that's what we just need. So we can have so much of things. So I think this is the statics it should run. So let me grab this up. Okay, we are running the JavaScript. So every time I see JavaScript code is just on the grid, and it's saying see full sample for built API request code, which is not specific to a particular YouTube or YouTube method. So we should be built API request, and that's what we are doing through our JavaScript. jQuery, we are using jQuery to get request. So if you have JavaScript, you can have that, but before getting the request, having our own challenge with the request, then we can have challenges with more than that. So we're just not going to code this, so we are using jQuery. So I think it's very confusing to you, so without any let's go. So we just hit this snippet, it's giving the unnecessary things. So title, description, custom URL, publish rate, and that's what we doesn't need right now. So let's place the statistics. So that's what we need. So let's execute that and check. Okay, we need the statistics. It's giving the week count, comment count, subscriber count, hidden subscribers count, video count, I mean how many videos there are. So we need two items, two things. One is the ID, one is the part. And unknown item which hasn't been displayed right here is the key, which is going to have the API key. So you can access these things with as two types, one with the authentications and other one is these keys. So keys are simple to use, and also they doesn't even affect the you, like, so if, like example, if someone have my key, they can use only to request the information, and but they cannot edit. If they want to edit something, so they should have the authentication. So authentications are very crucial, I mean they are very confidential, so you should be very careful with them. So now we just not going to deal with them, so it's a same reason we're gonna tackle it again later. So let's stop it. So as we know, so it's time to write the code. So function, so this is a constructor function every time we're going to do. So instead of as a variable we can have that, so now we can just directly have this if you want, and that depends on us. So function, and we're gonna say count code, and we're gonna make it as, so it's just can you take any parameters right now? Yeah, you should take a parameter which should have a channel ID. So C should be small, so it should look nice. So channel ID. And before we get into the actual thing, we should have API underscore key, and which is loaded in API function. So I'm making this as a variable, so no other function outside of it can access it. And now, so it's time to write the code. So as you know, JavaScript start with the dollar symbol dot get, where we're gonna request the get and the semicolon, and but it is a function where we're gonna get a request. It is an asynchronous, which means like as the example right here, so everything will be loaded after, I mean everything will be loaded before this loads. So after loading the complete page, then only the script will be getting its business done. So similarly get is the same, but we doesn't need get here because for example you are doing the get request, suddenly you need a variable, I mean you need to run a function here. So get gonna leave the function to be run, but you need some data from this thing. So how can you get that? So you can only run this if you if the functions which doesn't affect the other elements of the page, so itself going to be loaded, so it doesn't need any other things. So then you can use the git, but for now we're going to use the ajax request, so which is non-asynchronous ajax. And here and in between these things, first we need to have two flower brackets, so which will be run. So now first we need to have an URL, so we're gonna grab this from here. So we should have the URL, so where should we pass this? Okay, HTTP request, this is the URL we have to send the request. So it's saying the get, it means it's just saying to request from this, so we just copying from HTTPS, that's what we need. And it means the single quotes, we should paste that, and comma, and we should pass some data which are as we call as parameters. So we should have then again flower brackets. The first parameter we are going to pass is the key, so we're gonna pass it to the key element. And so let me check, is it the capital key or the small key? So okay, everything should be small, not the capital, so everything is in small letters. So the next thing we had a comma, and next thing we had to pass the ID, so which we have already got by calling this channel as a somewhat a formal parameter. So and have a comma, and so since these are the variables, we are not doing single quotes here. So the next thing is about part. So part is about statistics we are using. So where else it is okay, statistics. This is what the part is. So I'm gonna paste it right here, and this should be in the single quotes because it is not a variable, it's the key, I mean it's a word, I mean string should be passed. So that's it. So no need of comma again because that ends here. So after, if there is no comment, there should be an flower bracket. So that's what we have. After data we should do this. So async is false, so which means it will not be okay, which means asynchronous is a false one, so it will be loaded synchronously, which will be loaded as a payloads. So now next thing we need to do, if the request is success and we say send this data as a parameters and everything goes fine, now we're gonna do our celebrations, I mean the success. So success and the semicolon, and we're gonna write a function, and as a parameter we're gonna send the data which we got through the request, and some manipulation with that. Okay guys, so it's time to manipulate this data. So how can we manipulate? So data solves. So we're going to create a variable which is of temp, a temporary variable, and it is equal to data. And let me get it here. So in the last episode I just made a mistake, sorry for that, I haven't seen the wrong thing. So we had to, this is the first thing. So here the data begins, and this is the page information, and the inside the data first I think is about the items. So we're gonna place data dot items. So item is a kind of an array, I mean see you have a, I mean it's a strong rectangle bracket, I mean half the side, so which indicates it's a type of an array. So items, we can have an array which is equal to 0, you can have like that if you want. So it's better to do that because it's an array only having 0 elements, I mean only one element it's having. So again the manipulation starts here again. So we're gonna create an channel. Okay, let's go subscriber count, and we're gonna equal this to temp dot. So inside items we are in the items. So here after items we should go to the statistics. So let's copy this, and after statistics we need to head over to the subscriber count, which is right in here. So let's copy this up here and paste. So we're gonna have a semicolon. So we're gonna do this with this similar all of them, and we're gonna paste it 2 times. So one we're gonna have the so one is about view count, and another one is about the, so what do you have again? So view count, comment and video count. So we need to move. So comment, comment count, and another one is view count. Okay, it's a video count. So sorry, let's grab this up. We're gonna paste it, and so video count, and we're gonna copy everything from here. So you can get this here. Okay, so guys, these are the normal variables, these are not the arrays, so there is no need of declaring these variables. So, and one more thing, we haven't declared the variables anywhere, and they are normal variables, then they are the global, I mean the global variables. So if they should be global, so there is no need of declaring the variables out of the file. So that's not required, and any function out of this can access this, and so there is no need of getting a complication with this simple thing, because if you go with complications, that's not necessary according to me, because it's just displaying the count, it's not doing more than that. So if you're going to do a extraordinary program like commenting on channels or creating a new playlist, so that's what goes complication. So there you should do some security things and complications so that others may not get access to that. So this is not very necessary. No one cannot hack this subscriber count if they are very intelligent hacking the YouTube. So this should be hacking YouTube, not you. So this is not necessary to do that. So this is about the ending the function. So count code. So we just send the parameters. So I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna write a loop. So in the loop I'm gonna have a variable of I which starts with 0 and the semicolon I should be less than search dot okay, hold for a sec guys. So we're gonna run the loop until the length of the temp. So I'm gonna go here and copy this. So it's the okay, we can have directly this because temp is declared as the global variable in this file as an array, so we can have directly this temp dot length. So and I should be incremented, so we can increase the flower brackets where you can do all manipulations. So we should be sending okay, in spite of searching the whole channel, every channel, it's better to get only one channel. So if you want to search every channel's count, you can do that. For now okay, let me first let me go with this, so you may know how to do that. So this is the function we need, and let me grab this up, paste it right here, so it has semicolon. So in the place of actual parameters, you're going to use such as an object, and as such okay, we just need such as up because these are the global variables. So channel ID is a global variable, so just copy this channel ID, paste it right here, and we're gonna have as I. So we're gonna send the channel IDs as the parameters to here, and it's gonna do some manipulations and it's gonna do things. So coming to the things, so see guys, here is the thing you have to think. Subscriber count, it's a it's a global variable, so we are searching for at least let me think about 3 channels. So first channel gonna load have this, then what about the second channel, and what about the third channel? So first channel gonna take this, and when the terms come to the second channel, the subscriber count will be replaced by the second channel, and if it's come to the turn of third channel, the third channel will take this, to store the value of third channel subscriber count. So now we have to use the array compulsory, so I'm going to use the array, so which is of I. So I'll be explaining in a quite well. We're going to use I and I, so and the I. So if you are familiar with the programming, here comes the fun part. So I equals to 0. So and as we just made it as array, so we should be declaring this outside of here. So I'm going to do this for subscriber count, and it's equal to, so I should be leaving this blank, so it's an array, and comma. We're going to do this for all these things. So let me grab this up. I just did the wrong thing. Okay, let's so after doing this all, we're gonna have semicolon. So this is the not right. So okay, I'm just doing the wrong thing, so I just take myself. There should be a comma. Okay, not this like here, and a comma right here. So we just clear this off, and we're gonna place an equal to right here. So I'm gonna place the backspace. So we have declared the arrays, so which are at the top, so they will be declared, and now we can store the values. So whenever I'm going to have an I value, running a loops like this, sending different channels, so I'm gonna use the value of I again here. So I expect okay, now if you send the I as a parameter, and it's gonna be changed. Okay, I said okay. And let's see if there is no errors generating in this. So let's refresh the page, and missing flower bracket and 21 lines. So let me check. So okay, where do we do it wrong? So false. Okay, that's right.
Make sure you subscribe my channel and turn the notifications by clicking this bell icon so you may not miss any videos that I post.